Okay, what if the one thing you've been taught to fear most, I'm talking about being alone, is actually the key to unlocking your absolute full potential? Today, we are going to flip the entire script on solitude. We're going to reframe it from some kind of social failure into your ultimate secret weapon for designing an incredible life. I mean, let's be real, we've all felt it, right? Eating alone at a restaurant, spending a Friday night in. You get that nagging feeling in the back of your head that you're somehow failing at the social game. It's a super common anxiety, but you know what? It's time to question it. Because what if that feeling is a complete and total lie? What if all that time you spend by yourself isn't a liability at all, but your greatest asset, just sitting there waiting for you to unlock it? Well, that's exactly what we're about to dive into. So, the first big idea here is to completely change how you think about solitude. Stop seeing it as just empty space and start seeing it as your personal life laboratory. Look, this isn't about isolation. It's about creating a dedicated, controlled environment for real work, real creativity, and some serious growth. This all comes down to investing in solitude. It's not about avoiding people, not at all. It's about making a conscious trade. You're swapping those low-value, kind of draining social events for a high-value space where you are in complete control. You're the CEO of Me Incorporated. I mean, just look at the choice you're making here. On one side, you've got all the distractions and superficial chats that honestly just leave you feeling drained. But on the other side, you have the opportunity for deep focus, for real strategic planning, for actually building the life you want. The cost of not choosing wisely here is huge. Oh, I absolutely love this metaphor. See, most of the time, our brains are just kind of coasting along in power-saving mode just to get through the day. Solitude is your chance to flip that switch, shut down all the non-essential apps running in the background, and go into berserk output mode. So, how do we actually do that? First things first, you convene a strategy meeting. And guess what? The only person on the board is you. This isn't just daydreaming, okay? This is high-level strategic visualization for your own life. The level of detail you go into here is what really matters. So step one isn't just, oh, I want to be successful. No, it's about creating a high-definition movie of your life 5 years from now. What does your room look like when you wake up? What kind of coffee are you drinking? Who are the people in your life? The more vivid you make that picture, the harder your brain will work to make it real. And then comes the hard part. A brutally honest review of your key performance indicators. And in your CEO meeting, you have to ask the tough questions. Is all your busyness actually productive, or are you maybe just using it to hide from the real issues? If money were no object, is this what you'd be doing with your life? And what are you actively learning right now to make yourself more valuable? These questions, they cut right to the core. Okay, so once you have that crystal clear vision, you're going to need the tools to build it. And that brings us to our next technique, mining for what we'll call high purity knowledge. This is all about transforming how you learn, so you're only taking in information that actually moves the needle for you. We live in an age of junk food information, right? Endless scrolling, fragmented articles, really surface level takes. And look, that's fine for entertainment, but it doesn't build anything. Solitude allows for the exact opposite, deep, focused reading of high purity knowledge. Here's the big mindset shift. You're not just reading words on a page. You are literally borrowing the operating system of some of history's greatest minds. When you read a book from someone like this, you should be asking yourself, how can this person's brain help me solve my problems? It's like a mentorship program across time. So what's the goal of all this learning? It's to become what the source material calls a cross-domain species. See, it's no longer about being the absolute best at just one thing. It's about combining skills in a really unique way. Think of an accountant who learns data visualization or a writer who masters video editing. That's how you create a compounding effect on your value in the world. All right, now let's talk about regaining that feeling of control. Think of your brain like a computer with way too many programs running in the background, just slowing everything down. Well, it's time to clear the cache. This is so incredibly practical. That constant low-level stress we feel, it often comes from these little micro-anxieties. The unpaid ticket, the dentist appointment you keep avoiding. Solitude gives you the space to just list them all out and crush them in one afternoon. You combine that with decluttering your physical space and getting your finances in order, and you will feel an incredible sense of lightness and control. Now, building on that feeling of control, the next step is to turn inward and start debugging your own psychological programming. Yeah, we're going to treat our mind like it's a piece of software that can be analyzed and improved. So, the next time you have a strong negative emotional reaction, like anger, frustration, anxiety, use your quiet time to conduct a postmortem. Don't just brush it off and move on. Ask yourself with genuine curiosity, okay, why did that happen? What was the real trigger here? You're basically hunting for the root cause.
And this is so crucial. The goal here is not to beat yourself up. It's to identify a bug in your code. Once you find that trigger, you can write a patch for it. You can actually pre-decide how you'll react next time, so you're no longer hijacked by these automatic emotional responses. That, right there, is real power.
Okay, this brings us to the final critical step. We've done the high-level strategy, we've done the internal debugging. Now we have to build the bridge from thought to actual action and avoid that classic trap of planning everything and then doing, well, nothing. And the method is beautifully simple. First, you take that grand 5-year vision and you deconstruct it into the smallest, most laughably easy first step you can possibly take. Make it stupidly simple. Second, you anticipate the obstacles. You know your friends are going to call, you know Netflix is going to drop a new show. Decide in advance how you'll respond. This saves your precious willpower for when you really need it. When you get right down to it, all 5 of these techniques serve one fundamental purpose. They are designed to shift your focus away from the external, from constantly worrying about what other people think, and turn it inward, to the only question that truly matters. Who do I want to become? And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. An invincible life isn't built in the spotlight. It's forged in the quiet moments, in your life laboratory, when you are the only one watching. It is you consistently and quietly refining yourself to the absolute extreme. So the only question left is, are you ready to start investing?